Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today's video is going to be something a little bit different, a little bit of a rant, discussion type thing, not super rehearsed. I'm just doing some link leveling in the background because the gameplay is not really important, but I didn't want to do like a full screen camera video where I just sit and like talk to the camera. I don't know, I find that really awkward, but anyway, so first things first, I want to give a shout out to everybody that came out to the stream last night for the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta summons. Tons of people turned out. It was one of the busiest streams that we've done in a while. Obviously, lots of people contributed, and I want to thank all of those people. I tried to think of different ways. I don't want to go through everybody, and then at the same time, I don't want to like only mention the people that gave like some pretty big amounts, because I do appreciate the donations that came in from everybody, and like, you know, I'm sure those people didn't do it for clout or anything like that. So obviously I appreciate everybody who donated anything, regardless of how much it was. You guys know who you are. I appreciate you all very, very much. But obviously the point of the video, as you can see in the title that we are going to talk about today, is the fact that there is no pity system in Dokkan. And this is something that we've talked about a lot. I don't know how people's opinions have changed and stuff in the past. I know, like, sometimes it's funny to joke about the fact that, like, they don't need one because big whales like Truth and other people will just keep summoning until they get the unit. So obviously if you put in a pity system, then Akatsuki's going to make less money, which is technically a valid argument. Like, it does work like that, right? Like, if there was a pity system similar to Grand Cross. So Grand Cross, when they release their festival unit banners, which are like, I don't know if I would say they're the equivalent of LRs, but I don't know if they're the same as Dokkan Fest exclusives, because there's not as many of them. But I guess they're similar to Dokkan Fest exclusives in the sense that they don't appear on like a bunch of other banners. They only return really the next time there is a new festival banner, and even then, not every single festival unit is actually on the banner. So I guess they're kind of similar to Dokkan Fest exclusives. When a festival banner comes out in Grand Cross, when you get to 900 gems spent, you get a guaranteed copy of the unit after that multi. So not in that multi, but you do the 900 gems, you do that final multi, and then you get a copy afterwards. And if you've already maxed out the unit, you can actually pick one of the other festival units as well. So it's kind of like a pity to get another one of the festival units if you actually wanted to get the final copy for them. So 900 gems in Grand Cross is 30 multi-summons. So that is the equivalent of 1,500 stones on Dokkan. So what that would mean, if they implemented a system that was exactly the same as Grand Cross, it means every time you spend 1,500 stones on a banner, you would get a guaranteed copy of the new unit. Now, the thing is, obviously, people like Truth, who has in the past gone like 10,000 stones on a banner to get all 5 copies. Obviously, if they introduced this system and they made it exactly that way, where it was like 1,500 stones, then obviously those people would have to spend less money, because they would only have to do, what, 7,500 stones to rainbow a unit. But the thing is, the number of players that actually do that will just summon until a unit is completely rainbowed, is a very small percentage of the player base. And something that somebody mentioned in the chat last night is kind of rings true, and it's what sort of made me make this video. Like, I love Dokkan. I'm not going to quit Dokkan anytime soon, but I am now 3,500 stones into the Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta banner without having pulled a single copy of him. So, like, a lot of people out there, if you're somebody who, like, generally you just buy the sales and you don't spend any more, which is what I usually do. Obviously, the anniversary, it's kind of different because there's much more sales. So even if you're somebody who usually only buys the sales, there's a lot more to buy. So obviously you're going to be spending a lot more money for the anniversary. But if you're somebody who buys all the sales or below, which is a lot of people, because not everyone's free to play. Some people spend a little bit here and there. Some people spend a little bit more, but not a lot of people spend crazy, crazy amounts. For most people out there playing the game, and I would imagine a lot of people watching this video, the idea of even spending 3,500 stones on one banner is something that you will probably never be able to do. Unless it is literally like the kind of people who save all year for the anniversary and then you have like 3,000 stones for the anniversary. Outside of that, there's not many people that are ever going to have that many stones for one banner. And this was the thing that somebody mentioned in the chat, is that this level of shaft, 3,500 stones without the new unit, this is the kind of thing that makes people quit games like this. Like, obviously, I'm not going to be quitting anytime soon. I still love the game. I make content on it. Like, my channel, in general, because obviously my channel isn't huge, in general, my channel pays for most of my summons, and I still spend a little bit of my own money here and there. And, like, yeah, like, I'm going to continue to go, but this is absolutely ridiculous. Like, for a lot of other people, you might have saved for, like, 6 months for the anniversary and come into the anniversary with, like, let's say 2,000 stones. If you've really been saving, like, you know, if you've been saving literally since the last anniversary, you might have more. But imagine saving like all year for the anniversary, skipping other banners, like all the hype new Dokkan Fests. Think about like skipping the GT Dual Dokkan Fest because you're saving up for the anniversary because maybe like UI Goku's your favorite character. And then you dump all of those like 2,000 stones and you don't get a single copy of the unit. And that was like your one big summoning thing that you were going to do for the whole year, and you ended up not getting a single copy. Like, it's not surprising that a lot of people that end up in that position would then just quit the game forever. And in the long run, like, you can look at it in the two different ways. So if they introduce a pity system, then massive whales are probably going to spend less money. But if they introduce a pity system, less people are going to quit the game because they got shafted. Because the thing is, the anniversary is different, like I said, because there's a lot more sales. But if you think about a normal Dokkan Fest, like say when Goten and Trunks came out, we normally get the really poor level of sales where it's like 391 packs and a 32 pack are the only sales. So you can get 300 stones and then you go back to having to pay full price. 300 stones is only 6 multis. So even with a pity of like, say it was 1,500, there's still a whole bunch of people out there that are just not going to get to that on one banner. They're not going to be able to spend 1,500 stones. So there's still going to be a bunch of people that don't get the new unit. And there might even still be a bunch of people that quit the game because they don't get the new unit. But at least it gives people more of a chance to get the unit without having to go completely crazy. Because I love Dokkan, I don't play a lot of other gacha games, but like, gacha games have a pretty bad image across gaming and like in general because of how much money people can pour into them and then still come away disappointed. Like, people make jokes all the time that like spending money on Dokkan is, you know, you're basically spending money for PNGs on your phone. And so to come away from like a huge summoning session and still not have the unit that you want, like, I know it's all RNG and that kind of is the point, right? Like, gacha games are gambling. You have to be aware of that when you go into it and start playing. But the pity system is there to give people that kind of safety net where like you don't go 3,000 stones without pulling a single copy of the new unit. So it is something that I do think should be implemented in the future. One of the things that we talked about on the stream last night, which I think they could do, which I do think would actually be very, very effective, because it would sort of counteract the point that, like I say, Truth has made in the past about the fact that mega whales would have to spend less money if they want to rainbow the unit on the first banner. A lot of people don't care about that, right? Like, for me, for example, if I pull one copy of Vegeta, which I don't even know if I could do any more summons at this point, if I pull one copy of Vegeta, then I'm done. Right? Like, after the hell that I've gone through so far, I'm definitely not going to be doing any more summons on the banner. A lot of people just want one copy of the unit so that they actually have them, so that they can use them, they can try them out on different teams, and then the next time they come back, maybe they'll get some extra copies, maybe they'll buy them with red coins or whatever. But one thing I think they could do that would be super effective then is have a pity system, but like once only. And then that fixes both of those problems. So if they have a pity, let's say it is 1,500 stones. I'm using that number arbitrarily because it is the matchup to Grand Cross. You could still argue that that is too much because a lot of people won't ever be able to spend 1,500 stones on a single banner without having to buy a load of stones that they can't afford. So we use 1,500 as an arbitrary number, but if it was 1,500 stones, then you get your one copy after that, and then from then on, there is no more pity. So if you want to keep summoning and rainbow the unit, which for a lot of people, if you just had to go 1,500 stones to get one copy, you're probably not going to want to do any more summons on that banner. So those people, you just get to dip. It took you 1,500, which sucks, but you got your guaranteed copy and now you're done and you don't have to do any more summons. And then people like Truth or other crazy whales who want to rainbow a unit on the first banner, you can then still go on and spend 10,000 stones if you have to get all the copies. Because those people will just summon until they get every single copy regardless of how much it takes. So you could argue that, you know, that's also a little bit unfair and those people do deserve a little bit better of a pity system. But if Dokkan are really that afraid of losing that kind of revenue for those particular customers, then yeah, just have the pity only work once only, because then those people who are prepared to keep spending until they get multiple copies, they're able to do so, and then for everybody else, like, they can get their one copy and then just stop. So I'd be interested to know what everybody thinks. Like, I've argued back and forth in the past about whether I think pity is good or not, and my opinions have like shifted a lot from playing other games. I don't know if Legends has one, but I think most mainstream gacha games now have some kind of pity system. And it's crazy that Dokkan doesn't, because lots of great changes have come to Dokkan in the last few years. Like the fact we're at 6 years and still going strong. Like, you know, the JP anniversary, I know this is looking quite far ahead into the future, but the next JP anniversary is only 6 or 7 months away. So we're only half a year away from the game being 7 years old, and it's still going strong. And I don't think them adding in like a pity system with the amount of money that Dokkan still makes every month, it's not going to kill the game. They're not going to suddenly stop earning enough money for them to think that the game is viable. And so I do really think that it is about time that they introduce something like that. Because, you know, a lot of people out there, you can say like, oh, well, you're only saying this now because you got massively shafted on a banner. And yeah, that's why the topic has been brought up now. But I mean, it gives me that perspective from those kind of people that, like, with no pity system whatsoever, you imagine there are a whole bunch of other people who will never be able to even get close to 3,500 stones on a banner. And they'll be in the same situation as me, where they've spent however many they had. They might have been saving stones for a whole year and they still didn't get a single copy of the unit. It's not surprising that those people then want to quit playing the game. So I personally do think that a pity system, even if it is once only, and then after that you're on your own if you want to keep summoning, I think that that would be something perfectly fine to add to the game. Because Mega Whales, they're not going to get their one copy and then stop and go, oh, well, I'll just buy them with coins in the future. That's what normal players do. The Mega Whales will summon until they get every single copy they need regardless. So it doesn't really matter too much whether there's a further pity system past like 2 copies or 3 copies, whatever. I mean, for a lot of players, I would be more tempted if there was a pity system that guaranteed you like 3 copies and then it stopped. Like 79%, that's where you want a unit to be. Like for me, if I can pull 2 dupes for a unit off of their first banner, I would be super satisfied, because the other 2 dupes don't make a huge amount of difference. So that would be cool. But I genuinely think if they really want like to help people out a little bit, but then at the same time still make money off of the Mega Whales, just put in a pity system that is once only. And then everyone's happy, because, you know, it's always funny to like, people love to laugh at like Truth getting shafted for like 10k stones on a banner, and like he gets to make a load of videos out of it and people watch them. A lot of people hate watch them because they like to see him get shafted for some reason. But like, you shouldn't have to go that many stones. Like, it's crazy. I know it is all RNG and that is the point, because it is gambling. You can't go into a casino and start putting coins into a slot machine and then turn around and say, oh, every like 100 coins I put into this machine, it should guarantee that it gives me a jackpot. Like, that's not how that works. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels really bad that you shouldn't be able to go into the big anniversary banner and spend, like, if you're somebody who isn't a whale, like 3,500 stones, you might have been saving for the entire year, and then you put them all into one banner and you don't get the new unit. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think down below. I can't really see any argument as to how including a pity system would somehow kill the game, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Again, shout out to everybody who came out to the stream and donated and everything. I do hugely appreciate you. I said at the end of the stream last night, like, I feel bad that we didn't pull the unit, not just because I still don't have him, but because it means all the people who did donate because they wanted to see me finally pull the unit, like, we didn't actually get him. So that definitely sucks. But let me know what you guys think down below. Like I say again at the beginning, I apologize, this is a very rambly, non-rehearsed video, but I said on the stream last night, I really thought we were going to end up pulling Vegeta last night, and then my video today, I would have done a video about having the Vegeta and maybe just use him in a random event or something, but we didn't get him, so I figured I'd make this random rant video instead. Tomorrow I'll be putting up guides for the new stages of the God event and the UI Goku Easy A, because that's all coming out. But I figured I'd just put this out today. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. And yeah, I guess we can interact more down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.